The health of Earth's freshwater systems is deteriorating at an alarming rate, and a new study underscores just how deeply human actions have disrupted these vital ecosystems. Rivers, lakes, streams, and reservoirs are not only beautiful natural features, they are critical lifelines that support a diverse array of aquatic life and contribute to the broader ecological balance of the planet. Yet, according to researchers at Utrecht University, over the past century, these freshwater bodies have been subjected to dramatic changes that are now driving them to the point of suffocation. These changes, fueled by human activities, are not just local problems. They are global in scale and pose a serious threat to the planet's oxygen balance, which is a crucial component of life on Earth. The study, published in Science Advances, reveals that the oxygen cycle within inland waters has undergone profound changes since 1900. Oxygen, essential for the survival of aquatic organisms, is also central to critical nutrient cycles like carbon and nitrogen. When oxygen levels fall too low, a condition known as hypoxia, ecosystems begin to disintegrate. Fish die, food webs collapse, and water quality deteriorates. These effects are already being felt in ecosystems worldwide, making it clear that the health of our freshwater systems is in grave danger. In the past, oxygen levels in freshwater systems were relatively stable, maintaining a balance that supported a thriving array of plant and animal life. However, the increase in human activity over the last century, specifically during the Anthropocene, has altered this balance. The new research highlights that these waters are now consuming more oxygen than they are able to produce. The oxygen turnover in these systems, how much oxygen is used and replenished, has grown, but it's a negative shift. More oxygen is being depleted than replenished, making freshwater bodies a growing sink of atmospheric oxygen. This shift has been driven by several key factors, all related to human influence, and it signals a disturbing global trend that is far from a simple environmental issue. The primary causes of this dramatic change are human-driven activities like agricultural practices, industrial waste, damming, and the impacts of climate change. The use of fertilizers in agriculture has led to excessive nutrient runoff, which flows into rivers and lakes, fueling the overgrowth of algae. While algae may seem harmless at first, their rapid growth depletes oxygen levels when they die and decompose. This process consumes vast amounts of oxygen, leading to hypoxic conditions that can devastate aquatic life. Moreover, the construction of dams and reservoirs has significantly altered the flow of freshwater, increasing the time water spends in these systems before reaching the ocean. As water stagnates, oxygen is further depleted. While these direct human impacts are harmful, indirect ones, such as rising global temperatures, exacerbate the problem even further. Warmer water holds less oxygen, and this increased temperature accelerates the processes that consume oxygen, including the decomposition of organic matter. Although warming is not the primary cause of the oxygen depletion, contributing only 10–20%, its effects are significant enough to accelerate the degradation of freshwater ecosystems. The scientific community had previously believed that temperature was the leading cause of this phenomenon, but this study reveals that the problem is much more complex and rooted in direct human interference with the natural balance. The study also reveals a shocking scale to the problem. Despite covering only a tiny fraction of the Earth's surface, inland waters are now responsible for removing nearly 1 billion tons of oxygen from the atmosphere every year. This figure is staggering. These systems remove half of what the entire ocean contributes back to the atmosphere. This discovery highlights the urgency of recognizing freshwater systems as key players in global climate and oxygen cycles. Their health is intertwined with the broader health of the planet, and the speed at which they are changing is faster than scientists anticipated. What was once a relatively stable component of the Earth's ecosystems is now undergoing rapid, human-induced change. This research presents a dire warning. We cannot continue to ignore the impact that human activity is having on our freshwater systems. The oxygen crisis is no longer a distant concern. It is a pressing global emergency that is already unfolding. The disruption of the oxygen cycle in freshwater ecosystems will have profound consequences, not just for aquatic life, but for the broader environment, potentially destabilizing ecosystems and food webs across the planet. The rapid depletion of oxygen in freshwater systems is a reflection of our broader environmental negligence. We have taken freshwater bodies for granted, exploiting them for agriculture, industry, and urban development without fully considering the long-term consequences of our actions. The construction of dams and reservoirs, combined with nutrient pollution from farming and warming temperatures, has created a perfect storm of destruction. If we continue down this path, the impacts will be felt far beyond the rivers, lakes, and reservoirs themselves. Entire ecosystems could collapse, food security could be jeopardized, and the delicate balance of our planet's oxygen cycle could be permanently disrupted. There is still time to address this crisis, but it requires immediate and sustained action. We must tackle nutrient pollution at its source, rethinking agricultural practices and reducing the use of fertilizers that contribute to the problem. Managing freshwater ecosystems more responsibly, limiting the construction of dams, and implementing policies that prioritize environmental sustainability are all steps we can take to mitigate the damage. But we cannot afford to wait much longer. The oxygen depletion in freshwater systems is already here, and its effects are undeniable. We must act now to prevent further damage, restore balance, and ensure that our freshwater systems continue to support life on Earth. Without urgent intervention, we risk pushing these vital ecosystems past the point of no return.